Today's episode is brought to you by Gustafson and Sons Towing, located at 29 Davis Road in Milanville, Pennsylvania. Gustafson and Sons Towing can handle a variety of services that you may need. Aside from 24-hour towing, they also handle winch outs, long hauls, shed moving, small or medium storage container moving, lockouts, jump starts, emergency roadside fuel delivery, and roadside emergency tire repairs. Got a junk car that you want removed? He'll buy that too and get it off your property. Go ahead and check him out over on Facebook at Gustafson and Sons Towing, on TikTok at Gustafson Sons Towing, or give him a call at 570-280-5890. If your car needs a ride but your wallet doesn't, call Gustafson and Sons Towing, 570-280-5890.
It's time for NDT Squared Circle Sessions.
What's up, everybody? I'm going to cut that intro a little bit short because we'd be here for 4 more minutes. As you can see, there's 4 of us on screen right now, but someone decided to show up late, so he's in detention right now. There, I'll be nice. Hi, Barry.
And it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Look who was on. Look who was on time.
What kills me is he's the one like, yo, we got a link for tonight's show, and he's the last one to show up. I'm thinking
it was a very important call that I had to take. It was my man Joe T. Shout out to Joe T. Did the Knicks show with me last night. I had to vent, so I had to do my thing. But I'm here. Mr. Okay. Ripley is here, the talented Mr. Ripley. Wow. And I see the Queen. I see Coach, the Oracle. I see AB.
All right, guys. I know there's a lot.
Oh, hi, Aaron. How you doing,
brother? There's no format tonight. I know we got a lot to talk about, so why don't we just rewind to Saturday? Let's hit Saturday Night Main Event. I don't care who starts it. Roll.
Sucked.
The end.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, what did something happen Saturday night? I mean.
Yeah,
well,
it was compounded. It was a weak show, poorly built up, and then you get Seth Rollins getting hurt.
Right.
Just made it
which took the wind out of the arena. Took the wind. They might as well had just stopped the show. Then I was
almost like they opened like a roof, right, Coach? Like they opened the roof and sucked the air right out.
Just sucked the air right out of State Farm, and it was between that and all the Jimmy John's commercials, Cole's mama. It's just like it was just.
Steve, how many Jimmy John's commercials did we get? You said you were going to count.
We didn't get many as I thought we would. We got 4.
All right, that's
I feel like we got one at the top of the hour, and then we got a couple. So we only got 4 Jimmy John's commercials. So
you know what?
It was unfortunate.
We didn't see the dude wipes commercials, man. It was cracking. I didn't see any of those.
There should have been for this PLE.
There should have been.
Did we see any Slim Jim commercials?
There was a Slim Jim table, but no commercials.
Table. I was gonna say we saw the table.
Yeah, we saw the table.
What was crazy because Great American Bash was actually pretty good. I don't know if you guys caught any of it. It was pretty good, and then you just went right down to a lull. I mean, it was complete eye roll with jelly roll, eye roll with jelly roll. And then I feel bad for Randy and Drew that have to babysit these 2 clowns. And what made it the coup de grace, because we all talk about it, how like you get so many commercials and blah, blah, blah. I didn't have a lot of commercial breaks. You just had long ones. And then you get a commercial break, 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
3 minutes left into the show.
Yep.
It's stupid. So I guess the only question I have for you guys is, when Seth got hurt, do you think that was the finish or do we think Seth was going to cash in? Because I think the way that Goldberg went down was choked out. As much as I didn't want to see Goldberg, I think it was complete and utter bullshit how they made him go out of that. I think, my opinion, they just made that up on the fly. They had to do something. What do you guys think?
You know what? Let me jump in here real quick because I don't want to lose my train of thought. So like Goldberg, who has been universally talked about as a guy who doesn't care about the business, who doesn't get the business. He just was a guy who just came in. It's like what we saw Saturday night was maybe Bill Goldberg finally in his last match. Like, you know what? I get the business now. We have to do something on the fly. It can't be the perfect storybook ending where I win and then get cashed in on myself, which I think was the original ending. And it's just they had to do something on the fly. And look, I give Goldberg credit for a man of his age. They had to go out there and what was going to probably be a 5-minute match. They turned into like a 15-minute match. And big ups to Goldberg for not collapsing. And of course, as always, Gunther he's so good at this. He is a professional wrestler in every sense of the word. So
yeah, I feel like I'm sorry, guys.
No, go ahead, Dylan.
No, you're good. Good.
Well, I was just gonna say I read something Monday morning. I thought that said that it wasn't an immediate injury Saturday night. That Seth was injured a few weeks before, and they said that they thought behind the scenes that they thought that he would have lasted longer. And so they thought he would at least be able to give a little bit of a longer match. But then when he did it, he re-injured himself, and that's why they had to punt. And so I think they expected him to wrestle at least 10 minutes. And when it didn't happen, they didn't know what to do. And they expected it to at least end so he could walk out. But it took so much time to get him out of the ring that then they went from having enough time to sort of not enough time. And I think that's why we ended up with a 3-minute commercial at the end and no closing. But it just wasn't, there was no plan B. If you know that he can't wrestle that long and you know you've got somebody that's injured that you've got to pretend he's not to have an injury, there was no plan B involved. So you could tell it was like, oh crap, this didn't go the way we wanted to. What do we do now?
The whole PLE, in my opinion, felt like what you just alluded to. Oh crap, what do we do now? Everything from the Jacob Fatu, not Jacob Fatu, but everything from the Solo Sikoa, Jimmy match, that whole card was just bad all the way around. And then you compound that by the Seth Rollins injury, not injury, protected of the injury, work, not work. I mean, I've seen so much stuff floated over the past 3 or 4 days about it that I don't even know what to believe now, to be painfully honest with you. And so all of that in the mix, and then Goldberg's doing his spiel at the end after losing the match, and then you cut to a commercial break. Like
cut him off.
You cut him off. And so this whole PLE was just bad all the way around. I'm annoyed that I watched it. To be painfully honest with you, I could have been doing something else. But I think from that, I feel as though Jimmy did the best that he could.
Jimmy did pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Big Jim did it.
I felt as though if there was ever a silver lining in that whole PLE, it was Jimmy Uso. And Solo once again showed that this is a comedic heel wrestler. Everything that he does is funny, but he's a heel.
He's good at it.
He's very, very good at it. So everything else, I mean, I'm not going to waste the people's time talking about it. It was just bad all the way around.
The best thing about the I guess you call it PLE, was Jade and Naomi brawl. Because I didn't really expect that.
Didn't expect it. It was totally caught me off guard.
It was like finally, going into the crowd, something useful, right? And Naomi
and Bianca coming back there.
Exactly. That was my point. And then Bianca coming back. I mean, Naomi is an MVP candidate this year, no question. I thought, as a whole, it was just really weak. I think Solo and Jimmy have better chemistry than some other people do, and you can see that in their match. They worked really well together. And I think, Randy and Drew, despite the fact that they're kind of burdened with the dubious task of babysitting, Jelly Roll and Logan Paul, they are peanut butter and jelly in the ring.
Yeah.
They work so
yeah,
well
yeah.
together. It's ridiculous. Like two guys, they don't miss a beat, they don't miss a move, they don't miss a spot. They're really good. So, but as a whole, it just, to your point, it was a weak PLE and it got worse once Seth went down, and you just really felt bad. But I mean, listen, I gotta say, Great American Bash is really good. Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe, who we'll probably get to soon. That was a really good match. Ethan Page and Ricky Saints. Wow.
Yeah.
Those two.
That was classic.
Man, those boys can go. Good Lord.
What a match. What a match. It was so good to watch. So it just even Javon Evans, I'm really a fan of his right now. I really like his work in the ring.
He reminds me of a young Shelton Benjamin.
Yes, but with a little bit more flair.
A little bit more bounce, of course. That boy bouncy,
of
course.
But he has character, and I like that about him. So I thought, Saturday as a whole was a little disappointing, but like Great American Bash was just way better. And we were watching it here when I finally.
But this has been an ongoing trend where these NXT PLEs have been phenomenal. And then you follow it up with a Saturday Night Main Event that's mediocre at best. So it's just like you can see the difference in the NXT way they put shows together, and then like it's just the slop. I'm not gonna mince words. The slop that is Saturday Night Main Event, and it's just like, look, say what you want to about Goldberg, like he deserves better than that for a guy go on his way out. And it was just like, was Bret Hart in the production truck or something? Because it's like, I mean, like, it's just like, I don't know, like that was bad. That was just,
he didn't.
I don't know, like he didn't deserve that. I don't care how you feel about it.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the idea that he's been retired for years, but he had a retirement match. But he deserves better than that.
If you're gonna do it, then do it right.
Do it right.
Yeah.
But I felt like the whole show fell apart at that point, and I felt like they couldn't adjust on the fly, and it's tough to do when you're at the Saturday night's main event is great. It's got to go. We're done.
Well, but I have to think that if you think about the whole thing, they don't care. And this can sound weird. They don't necessarily care. I think that Saturday Night Main Event probably goes with the contractual stuff that they have with Peacock, right? Sure, so they know. We've already heard. We heard it sometime last year. They don't even have control on when it's going to happen. Peacock says, we want you to do it now. You figure out where you're going to do it. Here you go. So they know they're considering it lightweight, right? We already talked about that. It's lightweight. So I think they're just doing it because they have to contractually do it. So they're not putting a lot of effort. They're not putting a lot of thought, but for the powers that be, they're still selling out $12,000 seats. So for them, they're like, okay, great. We're going to do this. And I think given the amount of wrestlers that have gotten hurt in the last 4 months, they are going even lighter than they were going before Mania, because they really can't risk losing any more big names or even any mid names. So I think we're going to start seeing even less and less thought going into Saturday Night Main Event because they can't afford for somebody to get hurt. Can I ask?
Go ahead, Dylan.
No, because I agree with you. And that's when you say, all right, then we need to think about how we book it a little better as far as get an NXT match in there. Get a TNA match.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. TNA.
Yeah, bring them in. Like, the novelty when it came back when I was working there, and the novelty was the throwback. You had Mean Gene and the W and all that stuff. It was great. That novelty's kind of worn off because you can watch that anytime you want, anywhere you can, right?
Yeah.
So you have to bring some type of novelty to it. To Sirius's point, get an NXT match, get a TNA match. Say his name and he appears, get him on, like, do something, you know what I mean? Like, I understand it's contractual, but if you're not going to do it and not put much thought into it, get rid of it. We're done.
I think that it stands to reason. The thing you could do if you're trying to get more mainline people, you go more promo heavy, right? You do more pre-cut promos. You do more work like it used to be old school. where you had the opportunity for people to get hooked in from the drama. Like the boys laugh at me all the time. They're like, Mom, you only watch it because it's a guy soap opera, right? So you could put some investment into more really top tier promos that then you can use other places. You can add them into social media. So it does hook people and you don't have to have as many matches because you're building storylines that then they go, oh, that was interesting. Where do I watch that?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Because you used to have where Mean Gene would be on the little mini
Yeah.
stage, and
Yeah.
the wrestler would come out and talk. You don't have that anymore. In Saturday Night's Main Event, if you want to go full on into like the throwback aspect of it, then do that. Have Joe Test on the little mini stage. Have somebody come out and then cut a promo.
I'm sick of hearing him. To be honest with you, I'm sick and tired of hearing him.
Here,
Give him all for the thing.
Joe is good.
Joe's money. Joe Test is money, dog. What are you talking about?
Joe is good. Joe is good.
Yeah.
And he's a lot better than a lot of other guys.
Yeah, Joe.
Serious is being a hater. Serious is being a hater.
He's about to get himself muted.
Oh no.
Let's talk about the main attraction of
You'll see. This is Saturday main event.
the main attraction of the weekend was.
Well, hold on. All
right.
We're gonna swerve this. So usually me, Serious, or Villain is running stuff here. I'm gonna concede my chair. Stacy, you're in charge.
Oh, nice.
You mean, okay, well, you know how I feel about Evolution. Evolution by far was the best PLE, and I'm already calling it. I know Villain said it too. I know we all believe the same thing. By end of the year, it will be the best PLE of the year. Period. I think, and I was thinking this earlier, and I know we've talked about it. They, again, just like Saturday Main Event, they put this together super quick, right? They threw us all the matches last minute, but I think because they did that, the women did what we always do. They showed up and they showed out because there was less control over what happened Sunday night.
Right.
So they thought, okay, you're going to put me in this match. You're going to put us together. How are we going to pull this off? And they did what they always do. They cooked beginning to end. And I'm so excited because it really spoke to the hard work, the dedication, the determination that NXT to Red Brand to Blue Brand, top and bottom, back and forth, you put them together even last minute and they're going to cook. They don't need a lot to make a lot. And I was so excited. I mean, my throat hurt on Monday because I screamed so much. But I think that as great as it was, it could have been better. And I think that there were some things that were in control that they could have controlled better, that they could have done. And there are two things, and I crashed out about this. Aaron knows earlier today, and he said, no, don't say it till tonight. There are two things I wish they would have done differently. How do we have an all-women PLE, and we still have two male announcers? We have Jackie Redmond. Jackie Redmond is amazing. Her work with the Stanley Cup was top tier.
Mm-hmm.
You bring in all these amazing WWE Hall of Famers. Couldn't we put a Hall of Famer with her and let them call it? Yeah. Couldn't they have done the work instead of putting two guys ringside? I mean, if we're talking about being an all-women PLE, it should have been an all-woman PLE, except for Big E because I love him and he was amazing and I could hear him all day, every day. I mean, legit, like, love him so much. The second thing that I felt like needed to change was, and I've seen it, but I was so mad, is when they did the after press conference. That room was full of a bunch of dudes. So they're going through all the questions, and every single question until the very last one that Hunter calling a woman since this is an all-woman PLE. And that was the only question of the entire night that had anything to do with Evolution. So we want to have 4 questions about Goldberg, which why? Saturday Night Main Event never gets an after show. Why are we using Evolution to talk about Saturday Night Main Event? There should have been some parameters and guidelines around that. The women worked their butts off. And the after show, I mean, Naomi was just like, I was weeping, literally weeping. Crying. Stephanie, I mean, amazing. But then we spend 25 minutes talking to Hunter, and all he was able to talk about was Saturday Night Main Event and Goldberg.
See, that's on Hunter, though. He should have... Listen, that was yesterday. Yeah. Let's talk about tonight.
Yeah,
no, I
for
mean,
sure.
I will say this to both of you guys' point. Like, there was not an outlet after Saturday Night's Main Event to talk about Saturday Night's Main Event.
There never is.
So,
There never is.
right, and so,
There never is.
And the thing is, like, you drink when the well is full, right? And so that was the first time that Hunter and the participants or whatever case may be was in front of a microphone. Like, he fielded questions about Seth Rollins, he fielded questions about Goldberg, he fielded questions about, you know, the matches on Sunday because he wasn't available on Saturday. That's just bad booking. They, to your point, Stace, they should have a Q&A after every PLA for that alone, right? And
well,
so,
they can't do that on Saturday Night Main Event because it's mainstream NBC. So they're not going to do that. And they're not going to make you go to Peacock.
They can jump on YouTube and do that.
Yeah, they could go on YouTube. But see, here's the thing, and you're right. But the questions he had to field because
Correct.
Saturday Night's Main Event was a disaster. You had a major injury, and you had the show end abruptly during a retirement speech. How could you not talk about it? I agree with you, Stacey. Like, they should have gave the women, you know, their chance, but like, he had to field those questions.
No,
I
he didn't.
I felt he did. I felt.
And I'll tell you why he didn't. And I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm super like.
Go.
The reality is Seth Rollins got hurt Saturday night. Goldberg's cutoff was Saturday night. There was time on Sunday to address those on social media. 100%. And if we're using social media in every platform we have any other day, all the time, whenever we want to spin a story or change something, they could have said on Sunday, here's the deal, this is what happened. Or they say, I will field these questions after I field Evolution talk.
So
we'll talk
again,
Evolution first, but as usual, the women worked hard and took a back seat to their own press conference because of what happened the night before that they had nothing to do with. But there should have been Evolution questions, and then you talk about Seth Rollins.
Hunter should have did that then. You can't really be mad at the questions that he's fielding because he didn't set the parameters.
Absolutely.
They should have known this was coming.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure they knew it was coming. It's just that there were no parameters set. It was a free for all. And to Villain's point, Saturday's Main Event was a cluster F. It was so incredibly bad.
But it was after Evolution. It wasn't the weekend wrap up.
That's
right.
That's
so it's like
I get it. But it's like you're at a press conference and you're avoid talking about the Epstein files, but they keep asking about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what are you gonna do?
What they should have done.
You set the parameters and say, no, we're only talking about Evolution tonight.
Or they're gonna ask. They're gonna keep asking the questions. I don't know. I
get up and pull LeBron James and walk off the press conference. I mean, two things can be true at the same time.
With the briefcase and everything.
Right.
Or we do live Evolution and they announce before the conference, we're going to go live Evolution questions. After this, I will stay and I will field your other questions and we will load them to social media.
Well, but I think honestly we're nitpicking. Honestly, like, I get it. I understand what you're saying, but like, I didn't watch the post show. I told you guys to go to bed.
They should have taken 15 minutes during the pre-show. Look, we know it was a big night. This is what's going on with Seth. We really don't know. We'll talk about it another time. They should have got ahead of the problem because I agree with Stace. They shouldn't have done all that stuff on Sunday night.
No, like I said, it wasn't the weekend wrap up. And again, to Stacey's point, like with social media and reels and stuff like that, you could have posted a reel or something like that on Instagram or whatever like that. Like, hey, this is like this is Saturday Night's Main Event, like whatever like that, and this is blah blah blah. And you could have did that. You could have took 5 minutes to make a reel or a short video or send a tweet or whatever like that. Or you could have did a press release. Barry, about it. Like, how hard is it to get this? It's literally someone's job to type up a press release and be like, and you could have just said Saturday Night. Yeah, it's like this is you can do that too nowadays. It's like, you could literally could have did that and been like, okay, this is about Saturday's Main Event. Click the link here, and then just something about Saturday's Main Event, like, hey, we understand it, blah blah blah. This is it. We apologize to Bill Goldberg for this. Is that you could have done that. But but then, like I said, to steal the shine from an amazing event, like I just it was a little icky to me too. Yeah,
I just don't feel like it stole the shine because I think it shined on its own. And I got to say this too, before we keep going. Everybody's clamoring for another evolution next year and the following year. They don't need one. They don't need another evolution. I think they should to celebrate, but they don't need one. The women are here. The women are better. Get over it. They don't need their own show. Like they really don't. Like
I think
you know what I mean? Like I don't I feel like you know what? Like it's almost like I don't need a Black History Month. I do, but I don't because it's all history. You know what I mean? Like Black history is American history. Like women's wrestling is wrestling. They don't need their own night. They do need their own night to shine, but they don't need their own event to make to get to that point. They are at that point. They had the best PLE of the year. They had the best PLE in the calendar 12 months, the running 12 months since last WrestleMania. Okay, they had the best PLE. Period. Like,
well, I mean, you know what?
The reason to have a PLE for women is different 7 years ago than it will be next year. They needed it 7 years ago to show that they needed to. They could do it. Now it's we're here.
I don't think that's the case though, bro. Like I don't see it that way. Again, to your point, Evolution was the best PLE of the year, bar none. I don't think anybody sitting here is going to negate that. But I do
except your friend, right?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna leave that. I'm gonna leave her alone. But no, I don't. I don't mind the fact that for once the men take the back seat and the women just steal the show.
Yeah,
they. Matter of fact, I need more evolutions. Like I need it like every 6 months or something like that because these women went to work and listen. There wasn't a popcorn match in the whole bunch. Every female that was in that ring cooked. The battle royal was on point. The cash in was I could sit here for the next 4 hours and talk about that PLE by itself.
Yeah, by itself.
You feel
like
me?
we were worried about. We were worried that it was going to be a disaster, and now we're talking about as the best PLE.
Right.
I don't think we were worried it was going to be a disaster. We were more concerned from an attendance standpoint.
But then everybody started to pile on. Queen, everybody started to pile on that the low attendance. They haven't had a build up. You don't, you throw in matches together.
Yep.
Like they started to pile it on, and like at the end of the day, it was a big like F you. Like this, look at what we did.
They slayed.
Everything worked. Stephanie coming back worked.
Oh my God.
Tessitore out there worked. The women worked backstage.
I mean, because I truly believe those women had a huddle back there and was like, look, okay, like once again, look where we are against all odds. Beyonce's across the street. You know what I'm saying? It's like, Beyonce's across the street. We sold 5,000 tickets. Like this thing has been thrown together. This is it. It's like, let's go out there and prove why we have to go out here and prove that women's, and by the end of the night, you had 10,000 people yelling at the top of their lungs, women's wrestling, women's wrestling, women's wrestling.
And it showed.
Okay.
Yep.
They took that drink personally and it showed.
Yes. And I think, and I will respectfully also argue this point that I agree there should be an evolution every year because on average, women get a fourth of the screen time that the men do.
Sure.
A fourth. And that's across all brands. I mean, NXT is like on fire. But what I loved about this specific PLE that we don't see any other place except for Royal Rumble is you not only saw the red brand or the blue brand separately, you saw in more than one pocket in this PLE NXT with mainliners, right? Red brand with blue brand. It really showcased the facts that there is no feeder group when it comes to the women.
They're all good.
They're all going to work.
Yeah. They just need somewhere to put them.
Yeah, and it shows the opportunity that for me, and y'all know, and y'all know I say this, we don't watch NXT. We just don't. But after Sunday night, it really made me challenge my thought process on why I don't. Because the women are incredible. I mean,
I
yes.
watch it. I watch it a little bit here and there.
Look. I was banging the drum. I was like, "Hey guys, y'all should watch NXT. Y'all should watch NXT. Y'all should watch NXT."
And I
You know,
watched it
so
because of
yeah,
Coach
yeah.
made me watch it, and I watched it.
I was like, guys, I was like, these women are cooking on NXT. Watch NXT, and what did I say a couple weeks ago? NXT is a women's promotion.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like flat out, you know.
Thank
And it's
God for
just
Lola Vice.
yeah. Oh man, you know, you got Lola Vice, you got Lash Legend, who we'll get to later, I'm sure.
She is going to be a problem.
You talk
I need her
about
and Jade immediately. I need her and Jade.
you talk about
story immediately.
you talk about a coming out party.
I need Lash,
you know,
and Nia Jax, Coach.
yeah. It's just it's just that, but it's like y'all said, against all odds. Once again, the women like came through and just like bravo for the ladies. It was just one of those situations where the first evolution was like here. Get out, go here you go. You know, it's like blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Who cares? Here cares. You know what I'm saying? There's a term that I want to use that I won't use here, but like a here, damn, go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you know. Anyway, you know. But then now it's like. Now it is like, no, we need this. This is not an afterthought. This is not, oh, we're going to throw the ladies a bone. This is something that we need an evolution, I think, every year. Now, I don't want to step on the product too much. So I was like, we shouldn't be like, because then this is what WWE does sometimes. They're like, oh, they're like, oh, you like that? So we're gonna do 3 evolutions a year now. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Like, because then it's like, look, with these, I understand why you have to have these clashes, clash in Paris, clash and stuff like that. It's like you replace, you replace one of these clashes with evolution every year, and there you go. You know, it's just simple as that.
Instead of next year, instead of doing Royal Rumble in Riyadh, where the women have to do what they have to do there, you take the women out of that PLE, you let them have their own evolution right after that, and call it a day.
No, you got to keep them in there. But like,
I mean, they can do their own thing, but they don't have to do Royal Rumble there.
Royal Rumble that's a big one. You can't take them out.
Or I would even say it's like, keep the clashes. But if it's evolution in France or evolution in London, it's crazy and as wired up as those fans are over there. Oh man!
Yeah. It'll tear the house down. It'll tear the house. And that's what I mean. Like I think there should be an evolution every year. But what I'm saying is they don't need it the way they needed it 7 years ago. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to get across. Like they needed it 7 years ago to prove that we can do it. Now you do it every year because they fucking deserve it.
Yeah.
And they can do it. And it'll make money if you do it right. And that's what they need to do. But I mean, like, I didn't even. You guys tried to correct me, and I didn't mention the Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. I'm here. I
thought you did.
I just had it up there, but that match was like
it was so
Avery
good.
was sitting here. Like,
can we just get into it now? I mean, I guess like
we should
probably before we get in, AB, you haven't shared overall what you think.
We done took over AB's show.
I know AB is like, let me, just handle it.
I'm just here so I don't get fined. Like,
you want to plug the sponsor or something? Like,
I'm happy to provide a platform for you guys. Just go full scorched earth on everybody. I'm taking it in. Like, I love the show. I'm disappointed with what they're doing with my girl Bailey. Especially with Raw, what happened last night, but we'll get there. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on with that, but
good though. God.
Yeah. So
they're gonna turn her. She's gonna turn heel. She's gonna turn heel.
Yeah, she's gonna have to turn. She's
gonna have to.
Yeah.
The Battle Royal. I was gonna say the Battle Royal. I was a little disappointed in. I know this was a long shot for either one of them to come out, but I think it would have been awesome if AJ or Paige at least made an appearance in the match.
Yeah.
I would have loved to have seen them like in the crowd or something.
Yes.
Like this dude right here. This is why I can't talk. You hear this?
Yeah.
Yeah. This guy.
I mean, but just show him in the crowd or something like that. That would have kicked it up a notch. I think if
Yeah.
I mean, not that I needed any more kick it up, but
she could have come out. Either one of them could have come out and been guest commentary for the Royal Rumble.
But I mean, you got Jordan out there crawling on her freaking hands, getting back into the ring.
Kalani Jordan,
was
that
like,
was
can she do
spot.
that? Oh my God. Can she do Is she our cousin? Is she our cousin? I was like, maybe.
Maybe, you never know.
That's cute as hell.
I don't know. I was like, well,
that's
hopefully
fantastic.
she ain't family. Laying
that's cute as hell.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? But like that was amazing. I told her Stephanie Vaquero is gonna win. I told you guys last week.
Yeah, we knew that.
And she was like, "What? Why? What do you think?" Like, watch, man. And the way they did it was great. Getting the kiss, the devil's kiss,
bouncy.
Oh, but
it was just really.
Wade Barrett's a wild boy for that, man. He's like, yo, it's bouncy.
But like everything worked. I love that match. I love the tag title match. Jordan Grace with Blake Monroe heel turn, which we didn't even talk about.
Yeah, the turn.
That was awesome. Like, why not? Because she's a better heel than she's a face. She's a better heel. It just worked. I loved it.
I just thought she was gonna wait a little bit before she turned because she just debuted.
Yeah, I did too. I thought they were going to stretch that out a little bit longer. But I mean, I think we knew it was coming.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like I said in the group chat, it's like this is an amazing first program. You know what I'm saying, for Blake Monroe with her and Jordan Grace. This is going to be. I can't wait. This is going to be real good. So. Yeah, because I mean, with Blake Monroe, you don't have to string her along. You can put her right into it. She's proven it. Now she hasn't proven it in WWE, but it's like she's proven she's a top talent. You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to be like, oh, we'll stick her with lower rung woman to like. No, you can put her right. You can throw her right into the fire, and she'll be fine. And this is going to be fantastic. And then you couple that with Jordan Grace. Her promo work backstage, like the video and stuff like that, because Jordan Grace is very good at social media. She wins on social media. So you couple that, like I said, this is going to be a really good little feud between those two ladies.
And she's gotten better. Like like I said it I think it was the other night, from when she was in TNA to what the product that she's putting forth in NXT right now. You see a real. She's adopted, right? She's adopted the ways and she's grown a lot. And it's going to be really good to see those two because they really are a yin and a yang to see those two go at it together. But now you got to find something for the NXT women's title. And, hopefully if it wasn't going to be Jordan Grace, that would,
Can they do a triple threat there?
What's that?
Can they do a triple threat match there?
I don't know. I honestly I feel like Miss Parker needs to get JC Jane. I think if it's not going to be Grace, because Miss Parker.
It's funny because like you figure there's a level of women there, be it Lash or Kalani Jordan. It's just there are about 3 or 4 women who are right there who you can pick either one of them and it's going to cook. It doesn't matter because JC Jane works as champion because again, how she won the championship, she beat Stephanie Vaquero. Oh my God! And it's just like her as champion works for me because it's like she's you think she's beatable. Like who? It doesn't matter. It's like Jordan Grace is going to beat her, no problem. Or whatever. Like so that's why it works. She still has the belt, so it's just like that's why I feel like they. It was shocking at first, but then once I kind of took a couple steps back, it's like this works because it's like, she's the quote beatable champion. It just kind of reminds me of like when Miz was champion. It's like, man, it's the Miz. It doesn't matter. Somebody can just go in there and just beat the Miz, but he kept winning. He kept being the champion. So it's
he won at WrestleMania and nobody thought he was gonna walk out of there. So like it works. And you got, like you said, you got anybody out there that can really go in and take that strap. I just hope Miss Parker gets a nice little attempt at it. I think she's worked her behind off because her and Jordan had some really good matches to be like number one contender for a minute. So I think, and listen, Stephanie did the work. She put her over to go to Raw and drop the belt. And and it left it better. That's what you're supposed to do. Leave it better than when you left. You found it, and that's what they did. And NXT just keeps thriving. I love the product that they're putting forth. But I mean, the other matches were great too. I thought the triple threat match was actually really good. That roll up pin to win.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great.
Simple roll up, but just the way she did it,
you saw Becky setting it up. Like you saw Becky just setting that up. And I was like, oh, she's gonna roll over. She's gonna roll up here. And she rolled up.
Yeah, that was one of the best roll-ups I've ever seen. It was just so smooth. It was just like, it wasn't clunky or whatever. It was just so smooth, and it was just like, oh. Yeah, so bravo to Becky with it, because they just the skill it takes to pull off a move like that.
Yeah,
and the two of them are doing a great job of getting Bird Lady over, getting Lyra over, because and she deserves it, because Lyra is really good in the ring. Say what you want, she is really good in the ring, and Bailey is doing a good job. Becky is just money. Becky is money.
Yeah, I mean, she's just that's what she does. It's just like iron sharp.
Yesterday in the Hulk
iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful. It's like coming out in the Becky in the red and yellow. It's just like again, like Lyra, we all knew she could hoop. You know what I'm saying? It's just like with this being in this kind of triple threat with these two vets, is just like it's elevated her, because I feel like, and I know people might disagree, but I feel like she was right there. It was just like she needed a little nudge. Lyra. She just needed a little nudge. She was right there. She you can see she was starting to get a little bit more comfortable on the mic, and now she's just like going out there cutting promos like it's like second nature now. So it's just like,
go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no.
I was just gonna add a layer to what you said. I mean, because I know we are all Bailey fans on this podcast, but I think that she needs some promo work too. And I think if anything, Lyra,
that's never been her strong suit. Never been her strong suit. So it's not gonna be
her. So Becky has helped Lyra. Now Lyra and Becky are helping Bailey, because we've talked about this before. She had to find a niche. She had to find a spot where she was fitting in. And so it works because Lyra is getting over, but she's also helping Bailey get back in where she's mainstream again, where she's relevant again. And her promo work is getting better too, because she is able to feed off of what they're saying and make it better for her. So it's actually, the work now is more for Bailey, because Becky put in the work the last couple months for Lyra, and now Lyra and Becky are helping Bailey. So it's a three-way match that works. It just makes sense from a promo standpoint.
Think of it like Naomi needed to ditch the glow to get over where she is now, right? So Bailey needs to ditch that hugger personality once and for all.
Yeah, but I don't think it's a hugger. It's like she's still like it's still like the original model of the role model. We go back to the whole when this whole role model thing started. It's just like she's kind of like a tweener now. Because it's like, damage control, whatever happened with damage control happened, so it's just like, and it's funny.
She got a little edge on her last night, though, Coach, right? First fall, if you watch it really closely, she got a little tights on that first fall, right? So, that was kind of like, what the hell? And then how she kept going after her back and really, really like, standing over and push. This is what you want, huh? Like, that's what we need. That's what we need. Get over, man. Just do it. Just, you know what I mean? So I'm here for it, because I think
the punt, Randy. Do the punt, Randy.
Yeah.
She's getting better on the fly. She's getting better on the fly, and it's because of the way they are feeding off of each other to make it better.
So is Bailey left off the SummerSlam card, or are they going to run this joint back again? What are we doing?
I hope they don't run it back. They do that. I was so pissed if they do that.
They can't.
I don't think they would.
I don't think.
Where does she go?
Off the card.
Yeah.
Where does she go now? You've essentially killed any shot she has at that belt.
Well, here's the thing, and again, I'm so up against it here, but here's the thing: SummerSlam is a 2-night event. So, I mean, there is space for her, but she's still interwoven into this whole Intercontinental Championship thing. Where do they go?
I mean, but it's like it's kind of fluid, because like you saw Chelsea Green on Raw last night.
Yeah.
So I think they're starting to kind of open things up a little bit pre-draft. You can kind of see like people kind of moving a little bit more freely than usual. So you can kind of see the seeds being set up to whatever they're already starting to kind of move the chairs around a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's fair though. I think it's a fair assumption, but I hope whatever they do, they just don't drop the ball with her, because I feel like there's something there with Bailey. I think
do you think
she has such great
after
chemistry
Julia,
with those two girls. Say it again.
Could she go after Julia in the United States Championship on blue?
Why not? I don't see,
because Salida Vega is not the answer there.
But they're teeing that up. They're teeing that up because she got her little get back at the Royal Rumble by eliminating.
Yeah, I know they're teeing that up, but they need to untee that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just spitballing here. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
But I think they're laying a long term for Lyra and Bailey.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to go after a title to have it on a WrestleMania. And I know that that's the play right now, SummerSlam. But the reality is a lot can happen in the next 2 weeks that somebody else may go into that. And we do see something different. I mean, I think that we're so up in the air right now, but the reality is they're not going to leave her off because they left her off of Mania. So they're not going to leave her off. But they're also trying to figure out what the long-term thing. So it's not just whether she's on SummerSlam or not. It's what they could do with her for the next 4 months.
Yeah. I think they can figure it out. I think to AB's point, you can't run the triple threat back. As much as I think they could, I think it would cook. You just can't do it.
They're wearing it out.
They are.
You can't.
They are.
If you did it at SummerSlam, that would mean another triple threat match on SummerSlam.
That's exactly what they're wearing those three out too. Like, come on.
Yeah, it's just kind of like
now. Like, I mean, it's gonna cook. Don't get it twisted. I'm here for it. It's gonna cook, but
when all this fails, triple threat match. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like,
and I think that there's a triple threat match because there's a lot of women.
Yes.
That's why you have to do triple threat.
We just can't have another Mania weekend where we're so busy about doing all this other stuff that we don't see any of the blue tag teams.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be teed all the way off if we don't see anything like that. If we see that something like that on SummerSlam.
I mean, that's what happened in Mania.
Yeah.
Speaking of tag teams, the Judgment Day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know which one is worse, the Judgment Day or the
YS6.
Well, I mean, I understand why they had to, because at this point with moving out, they wanted to give Roxanne some relevance for holding the title.
I thought we were talking. I
was talking about the women. Yes, because we were talking about Evolution.
Listen, my guys, we're talking about Evolution, so I'm reeling you back in.
Yeah. I was trying to see. I set Stacy up. I set the table, and then Aaron and they just came and flipped it over. You know what I'm saying?
I'm so mad at that, though, man.
I'm still annoyed. The cheap profits are everything. They're the best.
This is
it makes sense to me for Raquel and Roxanne to win. I'm not a Roxanne fan. Y'all know that. It is what it is. Don't come at me. Don't come at me
because Avery's right.
No. You need to become at Stacy. Roxanne Perez. They don't call her the party for no reason. She is super cute. She's also like she's like a little stick of dynamite. You know what I'm saying? She's small, but she's dangerous.
Harder than I am right now, Coach. I'll get a headache. So what I'm saying is, I'm about to give her some credit. They had to let her win. They had to let them take the straps because they had to give her some relevance for them to hold the belt. Did I want it to not? Yes, they did, because look.
Serious, if you're smart, you'll stay out of this, bro.
Yeah, don't come at me because I'm ready for this. I've been, I haven't slept in days. I haven't slept in days because of Evolution. They had to, because when they did this last year with Naomi and Bianca, right? They gave Naomi the belt because Jade was out.
Right.
We see this storyline, right? It is beautiful from that standpoint. They're not going to do it exactly like that again. So they had to at least put some relevance. So we're not doing copy paste. Don't come at me, Aaron. You let me talk. Don't you do it. Shut him off, AB. Cut him out. So the reality is they had to give Roxanne some relevance because she is hot right now. She is new, right? So they're not going to let her keep a belt she didn't earn. And the reality is, guys, did we need Charlotte and Alexa to win the belts? No. Because the picture of the two of them in the corner, we're all like, I love them so much. And hear them yelling, Charlotte, Charlotte. They did exactly what they needed to do by putting the two of them together. They don't need the straps to be relevant because
no, they don't need the straps, but they need to go after the straight. They need to go after the straps,
which they still can. The reality is, it's a great place to start with Raquel and Roxanne right now. Because did we need them to get the belts right away? No. I'd rather them go for it. Let's see the four of them go at it at SummerSlam. Because Alexa with Roxanne, Raquel with Charlotte, that is fire. That is fire. So why give us that already when they can give us that at SummerSlam? Why do that now?
I think that's the relevant. That's the relevant answer. I wanted Charlotte and Alexa to win. I thought they would win.
Same.
But I'm not mad that Roxanne and Raquel won because, to your point, there's more meat on the bone with them keeping the belts and keeping the Liv storyline alive until she gets back.
Yeah.
So, Sirius is in his feelings, and that's fine.
This dude is about to explode.
He's such a baby. I mean,
I love it.
Get over it. Listen, you didn't think the Kabuki Warriors were going to win. You didn't think that. You damn sure didn't think.
Listen,
you didn't think anybody from NXT was going to take those belts.
No.
But as long as
which would have been nice though. That would have been like very refreshing. It's like that would have been quite a sport, especially seeing it again. You guys know I've been banging this drum, so I'll do it again. It's like Sol Ruka, certified hooper. She is fantastic, and she is a future heavyweight champion or women's champion. She has it written all over her. It's just phenomenal once again.
Coach, as far as my 11-year-old's concerned, she's my future daughter-in-law. Just saying.
Yeah, he's a man of culture. Yeah.
I mean, that is what it is.
All right, so listen, we got about 7 minutes left.
You put so much constraints on us. So much.
And we haven't talked about the match of the year. Yes.
This has exploded into a giant tsunami.
Did you expect anything less?
Definitely not. All right, Steve, Coach, what's the match of the year, buddy?
The match of the year was Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley at Evolution.
Yes.
It gave you everything you want in a big time match. It started out slow, but it's like that's how these two work. It always builds to a crescendo, and we've seen this match before. And then these two ladies who are fantastic, who are two of the best wrestlers, not just women wrestlers, two of the best wrestlers in the world. To see them take it another level. Because it got to the point where like, blah blah blah. We've seen these two go at it before, whatever. But to see them take it to another level, to see these two superstars go another level, the women in the back, like it's like, look, what excuse do we have? Two of the best out tore the house down. They went out there. They were a lot. And look, one thing real quick. Ref just took a hell of a bump on that drop shit. Yeah. So big up to the ref just for taking that bump. That was fantastic. But like just to see them to go out in the crowd and do that, and then like EO spot off the equipment and stuff like that was crazy. It was just like the drama that built up. It's just they were just tearing into each other, and then to have Naomi cash in at the end of that, it's just like it was the cherry on top of just a fantastic match. It's like I said, it was amazing. Match of the year. I loved it. Kudos to everybody involved in that match, and it was just phenomenal. And I loved every bit of it.
Io Sky and Rhea Ripley, and I said it in the chat, are Ric Flair and Steamboat.
Yes,
those two. Rhea is bigger, stronger, everything. She makes Io look so strong, and then Io makes Rhea look so their styles contrast, but they fit together so perfectly.
It's so beautiful. It's
so beautiful to watch those two work. Rhea Ripley doesn't get enough credit for the bumps she takes. Io, I can't put it into words. Like, if you know, Ric Flair and Steamboat, those matches that they put together. If you know, and to see those two work together and to like the kickouts and all that, And it's like, all right, we're at the top stairs. All right, let's go to the next level of stairs. And then we're at that. Oh no, let's go to the next level to like go out of the ring and to the spots that it was a masterclass. And that's why I said what I said on that little clip, that the men should be embarrassed, because I haven't seen a match that good all year. And we saw some pretty solid matches this year. I ain't seen a match that good. Like, the only match that I could possibly put close to that was Roman, Punk, and Rollins. But Io and Rhea is better.
Significantly.
That's it. And Naomi cashing in out of left field, totally unexpected, which is what you want in Money in the Bank. Totally deserved it. She's the MVP of this year. She's taken that heel persona and done something. When she came out last night and said, "Y'all raggedy heifers," I was like,
I lost my mind. I lost my
mind. And my wife was like, "You better not say that." And like,
I lost my mind. My grandma used to say that before she passed away. May she rest in peace. These raggedy,
if you know, you know. I love it. If you know, you know. And it's like, she's just embraced it. Like that video. Thank you for sending that video of her going through the merch store outside, and like that is using your character. That's why I love like Chelsea Green so much, because she took that dumpster incident and made it and owned it and elevated. Naomi has taken this persona and taken it to the next level. Y'all thought I was just gonna be in the background. Yeah, you're like, I'm here for. I love it. Everything about it is great. Everything great.
Serious? What are you gonna say?
I'm done. I'm gone.
Y'all always a barrel of
it.
You
know, honestly, man, before we get out of here, man, I wish I had the correct assortment of words to describe that particular match. It was so good. And what my colleagues here said previously, chef's kiss. I think the thing that kind of tipped it for me was the simple fact that we've seen it before, and the more times we see it, the better it gets. We speak a lot about just rinse, repeat. We talked a little bit, I think a couple shows ago, about Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. Those two work well together. We talked about Damian Priest and CM Punk. We talked about Punk and Seth. We talked about Roman and Seth. Like, there's just dishes that we can eat so many times, and it's good. This particular mixture of Io and Ripley, they put sugar, spice, and everything nice in it and reserve it to us, and it gets better. They throw some more pepper in that thing and some more cayenne sauce, some more spices, and they kept stirring it to us, and it gets better. And when I sat there and watched that match on Sunday, I was like, damn, they're going to do this? Yeah, they did this. Oh, wow, they did it. What? Holy crap. Like, and then obviously the cash in at the end. For so long, we have critiqued how they booked the Money in the Bank cash-ins. That was the thing last year. They misbooked it. I don't know if they took a class. I don't know if they listened to our shows. I don't know what it was, but they got that right. Shout out to Coach for calling it 3-4 months ago when he said that this was going to be the summer of Naomi, because literally this chick is working. Her social media presence is on point. Her always talking about everything that this woman is touching right now is turning up gold, and I'm here for it all.
Yeah, she's done well. She deserves what she's got. I will tell you, I was the first person that was like, Io, Rhea again. It changed my opinion after watching it. It was great. So the cash in at the end was.
Of course, you didn't say that in the chat because you get kicked out of the chat. You said
I will boot you immediately.
No.
I had a really interesting perspective at the end of that match, because y'all know at first in the chat I was like, oh, it's kind of slow, right? And I agree, it's a build. And I was sitting there at the end when Naomi cashed in and screaming, and I got really emotional because y'all know, and my grandfather came to America from Puerto Rico and knew no English, and he would take the train from Gary, Indiana to Chicago to see the regional matches and learned English that way. So growing up, wrestling has been part of my whole life. And I remember seeing shows as a little girl going to Indiana and going places. And it was Dick the Bruiser. I mean, I saw Harley race as a small child. And so it was all these men. And then, you know, being part of the Attitude Era and seeing women, but it was different then. And so going through this Sunday night and watching Rhea and Io, and then seeing Naomi come out in all of her radiance and all of her glory, pulling that through, I was like, I wish I was a 9-year-old Stacy and watching this match. Because I could see in that the relevance of seeing this match and saying, I want to be them. I can be them. And that was the first time in a long time I had really felt in tune to the little girl me watching wrestling and loving it, but never feeling like it was something that was for me. And I thought of Avery. I thought of all my girls. I thought of them and thought, you know, they can see this match and see this space, the whole PLE, but really seeing that and seeing that there's no true face, there's no true heel. There is spaces in time where you can be both. Like you look at Rhea, and even with Damage Control, with all of it, you can see a good and a bad. But you see two women that put their heart and soul in, and then you see Naomi come in, cash in, and I thought, there's not a little girl watching this match right now that isn't saying, this could be me. And I thought it was truly historical to see, to your point, you said this earlier, Villain, the difference between Evolution 7 years ago and the Evolution Sunday night.
Sure.
It really was, I can be a true wrestler, not I can be a girl and do the best I can and put on a show. The difference between being a pop star and being a true singer, being a true performer. And the little girls on Sunday night got to say, I could really be a wrestler. And even little boys watched those matches and could say, I could be a wrestler. And to me, that was a feeling that I don't think I'll ever forget. And so I'm so thankful in that space that the women were able to cook, and especially, like you guys said, Io and Rhea, because they've given us before, but each time it's different and each time it's more. So they didn't copy paste. They didn't keep doing the same thing over and over again. They're like, oh, we're going to do this again. I can do better than I did the last time. Oh, and Naomi's going to come in and cash in, and it's going to be the best cash in ever. And so having that feeling of being a little girl again was really, really special. And so I was so thankful to be able to be in that space. And I just wanted to see my girls. Like I wanted to call you guys and be like, put your girls on a chat. I want to talk to my girls, right? I want to talk to them. I want to see how they feel, because I wanted to see if they felt like that, because it was just really, it was powerful. And
she definitely did. She definitely did.
I want to do it again.
She definitely did. She loved every minute of it. She was fading, but she was awake, and she watched it, and she was just like going crazy and like doing flips in here, and about to tear the whole damn living room. She had to run upstairs and get her belt, and she running around with her belt. So it's like she felt how you felt. It was great.
Which is what they do it for, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they do it for.
So I was going to touch on one more thing, but in the Mariano Rivera-esque monologue that you just gave, we're not going to put him back in the game. Stacy, that was awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. And we're going to cut it there. We can discuss the other stuff the next time. But guys, thank you, Aaron. I know you had to bust out of here. We'll get there next time. There's plenty to talk about with that. But Stacy just closed the show in a perfect way. I couldn't think of a better way to end this thing. So we're gonna get out of here.
Should we sing for it? Like Stacy, well, Stacy, no. Yeah, like should we just sing?
Like I said, Barry, as a Yankee fan, you got to watch the greatest closer of all time. Like that was a great close. Nothing else needs to be said. Y'all have a good evening.
Love you
I
guys.
appreciate y'all having us on, man. I love it, man.
All right, guys, we'll chat. Thanks.
All right.